And I think the biggest defining moment I've had in my business is really understanding that I had been discounting my gift. Listen, you do what you do on autopilot. You wake up every morning and you just do what you do and you don't have to think about it. I can't wake up tomorrow and say, I think I feel like being Tracy today. I think I feel like being Felicia. No, I'm Nicole Roberts-Jones regardless of what I want and what I do. I am me. And when my coach began to show me, what I quickly began to realize is how much I had been discounting my brilliance. So effortlessly, I started to create programming and I created what I call a blueprint. From that blueprint is every way you should work in your business. And I've had the pleasure of working with people like Dr. Deborah Tillman, who's America's Super Nanny, who had the opposite issue from me. She was already making money, but she had so many families coming to her. Again, this is America's Super Nanny, y'all, wanting parenting and family advice. And because she couldn't clone herself until she learned the fundamentals to really understand that you've got to make money while you sleep, meaning that you need to have ways to work with people where you are not present. And you've got to have what I call a menu of working with people, because you've got to have multiple ways people can be served by you. Some people will want one-on-one. Some people will not be able to afford you one-on-one. Some people will need groups. Some people will want to work with you online. I could go on and on. It's not a cookie cutter. But you've got to be clear on how your brilliance is crafted and created to serve a group of people. And from that, understand and begin to build multiple streams of income from it. So understanding that, and my business started growing and growing. And then here's my next epiphany moment. When God told me to let go of my nonprofit. And I started thinking, God, well, why are you telling me to let go of my nonprofit? Now, 2 lessons I learned in this place. Number 1, your purpose matriculates. So entertainment, I was meant to work in the entertainment industry. That was the foundation of what I do. When I went and started my program with teenage girls, I learned how to develop programs. That began the next step. When I started working in coaching, and really working with highly skilled professionals, that became the next step. Here's the 3rd or 4th step, if I'm counting right, that God began to do. In the last year or so, God began to tell me that it was time for me to work with men. And I said, okay, Lord, that's great. And I ignored him for a couple months, like, yeah. Because listen, I've never been a man. I can't act like I understand what men go through. And so I was scared of that. But I remember being on a Facebook Live, and I'm being interviewed by a man. And when he asked me who my ideal client was, and I said a woman, and I felt like I was gonna throw up online. And those of you that know me, you know I'm vain, so I'm not gonna throw up online for nobody, right? And so I'm sharing that with you because what, again, I realized is my purpose was matriculating again. We live on levels and we grow through stages. And for me, and for all of us, God doesn't expect us to stay on one level and stay there. There will always be a next level for you. And so now, being on this side of my purpose, what I've realized is entertainment to program development to working with women and to now working with men is my purpose has matriculated. It's being willing to grow that you can serve more and do more good in this world. That has been the biggest lesson I've learned ultimately in my business.